Welcome back, everybody. The master. Welcome back. Whether you're new to gardening like myself or a master planter, we could all use a little bit of advice in the garden. No one's perfect. Well, you might be wondering if you're watering too much, or maybe right now you're wondering how to handle the summer heat. Here with his list of do this, not that, for green thumbs and, well, black thumbs like me, give it up for the garden guy, Dale K., everybody.
Thank you.
Hi, buddy.
And we've been at it for a while, trying to get that thumb a little.
Something. I know I can't, and now I have a lawn, and I know that's not what you're here for.
And you can't take the clippings to Plymouth.
I can't take the Plymouth. No, you can't take lawn clippings to the lawn clipping place in Plymouth. But you have do this, don't do this. So should we start with the do this?
Well, let's start with, we can do some do's.
Okay.
And especially when it comes to, you mentioned summer heat. We're kind of in the middle of summer, of course, right now.
Yeah.
You watched The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
I don't know which movie it is, but there's that one scene where the old guy's underneath, he's spraying his tomatoes and he collapses and dies. Well,
yeah.
Marlon Brando, that
yes.
guy, right? Okay, but over his tomatoes, he had shea cloth. And there's a good reason for that, because
I love
during
that you managed to talk about The Godfather in a gardening segment.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I apologize. I don't know which movie, which one it's from, but whatever. So he's got that shea cloth over the top, and that's kind of a good little hack or a do this, because having just some shea cloth on hand, particularly because everybody tells you to plant your veggies in full sun, so a little bit of shea cloth draped over lettuce, spinach, anything that doesn't like the heat, and tomatoes actually like a good even temperature, not too much sun. So that's why that old guy put shea cloth over his tomatoes. It's a good old hack, but really important in the summer.
So it's like a vegetable blanket, like a whoopee.
Yeah, you could use a sheet, you could use a little bit of burlap, whatever you have, but anything to diffuse the sun is actually a really good do.
Okay.
The other thing that a lot of people make mistakes is if our plants get a little bit stressed during the summer heat, or they look a little bit off, the natural reaction is to care for them. We'll get into watering as well. The natural reaction is to care for them and also to fertilize, but it's really important not to fertilize plants that are stressed, or really fertilize when it's really warm out. And
how do you know it's stressed? Do you talk to the damn thing, or
like if you forget to water one morning and you come home at night and the plants are just like doing this, like doing the flop.
That's how I look at night.
Yeah. Well, plants are kind of doing the same thing. So that's when you know they're stressed, if the leaves are scorched, all things like that. And then I just want to put these two fertilizers here. There's 3 groups of numbers there. It might be hard to see, but one is a lot higher in nitrogen. You can see that one is plain as day. It's 4. That's that first number, nitrogen. On this other one, it's 17. Oftentimes, high nitrogen will cause burning. So a good rule of thumb is, if you don't want to burn your plants, use something that's organic and something that has a low first number, because usually what it's derived from is a natural greener of plants. So this is a pelletized foul manure. This is a synthetic fertilizer. So just that high nitrogen number, that high first number, can often mean disaster if your plants are stressed during the heat.
Let me just ask you a broad question connected to this. Is this, where tomorrow's the beginning of August, is this a difficult period of time, no matter where you are in the country watching us? Is this a hard time for plants?
Yeah,
the end of summer, kind of.
Right. As soon as you're into summer, that becomes stressed. Fertility tends to wane a little bit that you put on in the spring. So it's kind of one of those months. Actually, it's really fun because you get to harvest everything. If you're picking your flowers, picking your veggies, it's actually fun, but it can be a little bit more stressful on plants. Another thing that you can do in the heat, if you just bare ground or bare dirt in general, is bad because it kind of cakes and it's really hot.
Yeah.
It gets hot to touch in the hot sun. So what I recommend is just banging some mulch on it, or bang some mulch around your plants, and that will help keep in moisture. Up to about 3 inches of mulch is a really good tonic. It actually improves soil structure and keeps moisture in. You won't have to water as less, and then plants don't bake in the sun. So it's almost like shea cloth for your dirt.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah.
And then also on the other end there, the lawn. How many inches you got there, Jay? How many
what?
How many inches do you have there on your lawn?
There's one naughty woman in the front row that laughed. She laughed before anybody else.
I think you got about 3.
It's my girl.
I think you got about 3 inches there, and that's perfect for your lawn at your lawn's height. You don't want to cut your lawn too short in the summer because it dries out quicker.
I've heard
the soil
that.
bakes, so leave your lawn a little bit longer, and then also you talked about adding mulch, short grass, and then also keep your plants grouped together. That is kind of key. They lose less moisture that way, and you can deploy that method for your houseplants if you're going out on vacation. Anything like that, group your plants together. Your planters outside, if they're nice and tight, they'll lose less moisture that way.
They'll help each other.
Yeah, safety in numbers.
Yeah,
Like you feel like if we're closer together, it feels better, right?
It does feel better. It does.
It feels a little bit more comforting.
It does.
And then also just watering in general, it can be a little bit tricky, but make sure you don't overwater. We talked about this time of year. The tendency is to overwater.
Yes.
So just make sure, what I always deploy a rain gauge in my garden. It allows me to determine how much moisture I received overnight. That's key, but most gardens like about an inch of water a week or thereabouts for your landscape. Your pots might be every other day. It really depends, but free rainwater is
the best.
Just a bonus. You can also deploy a little moisture meter like this. I tend to just stick my finger, or there's visual cues. Sorry, I bounced. I stick my finger in the soil up to about my second knuckle. If it's dry beyond that, then you
stop it, front row. More with Dale and his knuckle when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. The Garden Guy, Dale Case here. Follow him on social media. Search for Garden Guy Dale K. We are letting you borrow Dale for just a little bit. He's answering your questions that you submitted all day long on our Jason Show social media pages. Dale, you ready?
Ready, far away.
Let's get to it. First up is Julie. Hi, Julie. She writes, "Hey, Dale. How do I get rid of flying gnats? I've tried pesticides and even changing the dirt." Ew, flying gnats.
Yeah, they can be a problem, especially indoors. So I have these two products right here. This one here is like a little pellet that actually does good for mosquitoes as well. You can pop that in like a bird bath or a pond, something like that. That'll kill the larva. But what this does, sprinkled on soil of plants, it will break that cycle. It actually kills the larva. The good thing about this is it's a biological control. It's not a chemical, so it kind of attacks the larva, kills them that way. There is also a pyrethrum spray. So if you're having folks over for the barbie and you want to clear the air, so to speak, of mosquitoes and bugs and gnats, this one does pretty good. It's a pyrethrum. But this is like the unsung hero of fungus gnats. You just sprinkle that on the soil. It's safe to use indoors, safe to use outdoors, and it kills the larva.
The unsung hero of fungus gnats. Yeah. Never said before in 10 years. Evelyn is next. Hi, Evelyn. I have a peony that blossomed the first 2 years I had it. Nothing the last 3 years. Foliage is gorgeous. It is in a western exposure, full sun in the late morning and afternoon. I fertilized it and planted thyme next to it. Any suggestions to get it to produce blooms? Look at that. I mean, she did 4,000 things.
Yeah, she just did just everything right. The thing is with herbaceous perennials, they do like to be divided about every 3 years, and that will promote blooms. You'll see it with iris, you'll see it with peonies. So herbaceous perennials, after every third growing season, you just dig them up, you get your kitchen knife out, you divide them, give them to your friends, give them to your neighbors, give them to your church, give them away. Plant them in your yard, but that'll help promote blooms.
See, there's just so much to remember. Thank God you're here. Yeah. There really is. I wouldn't know to do that. I would be like, oh, God, they're dead. Pull them up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cheryl's next. Hi, Cheryl. She writes, "Hey, Dale. Some sort of insect, Dale, is eating the leaves and the flowers on our lilies. What can we do about the bugs? Is there anything organic we can do to get rid of them?"
Yeah, so there's two organic methods. The first one is just if you see them, just grab them with your fingers, squeeze them. Bob's your uncle. the caterpillar's done. The other way you can do it is with this guy right here. It's another biological control. It's not a chemical. It's basically BT. You'll see different labels, but if you see that BT, that's your biological control. That'll take care of them. Oftentimes it'll come in a dust as well.
That's it. And that's a good natural product.
Or your fingers.
Okay, or your fingers. Just
fingers.
Dale tells you just to kill them. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Patty. Patty's next. Hi, Patty. How can we get rid of horse flies and deer flies?
Same thing, just this pyrethrum spray. Bob's your uncle. Done.
That's it?
Yep.
Wow, this is like a wonder product.
Do it like 2 hours before you're going to go outside. Or
where do you spray it? Like, do you spray it on
in your bushes, your flowers,
anywhere around where you're going to be sitting?
Yeah, your trees where they're harboring up, because they're harboring up in trees. You get them there.
Oh God! Who knew that? Okay, here we go. Nikki, hi Nikki. She writes, "Hey Dale, how do you keep hanging baskets from looking fried in this weather?" Yeah, I had one that we went on vacation. I came back. It looked like a rack of ribs. Yeah.
So just by nature, I'm just going to pull the skirt up on this one. Just the pot. Just the pot.
You should probably take it to dinner first, Dale. Yeah.
The pot size on hanging baskets is just generally small and shallow, so you're fighting just some moisture retention there. So what I like to do is, if you're going away, pop your hanging basket in the shade, pop it under a tree, pop it where it's going to be shaded for a long period of, for a period of time. The other thing about mid-season, and you can see the skirt here is quite, she's quite long.
Yeah.
You can just start to prune.
Oh.
You just start to prune your hanging baskets.
Oh, God. Again, ask it permission first. I mean,
no, well, it's actually really healthy. It'll actually promote some new growth, but you can just kind of get in there and do that. That reduces the overall.
Now, are you going to clean? Okay, now, okay. This is a new set, for God's sake. For heaven's sake.
You gotta lose that new car smell sometime.
Well, who's going to clean that up?
You gotta lose the new car smell at some point.
Victoria said she'll clean it up. There you go.
Okay, Victoria's my angel.
She's the best. Give it up for Dale, everybody, for all of his advice. Follow him on Instagram. Just search Dale K. Garden Guy right there. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. Get that broom, Dale. Leaving a mess.